forward, uh, moving forward, you're wondering what are the people you're going to be speaking to today. Yes, we have two people that are from 10Alytics, and we have two other people that are also from 10Alytics, but they joined us and now they have a success story to tell. So not to worry, the very first person you'll be seeing is my colleague, and his name is Muideen, and he has a wealth of experience in data analytics, business intelligence, and he has helped lots of organizations streamline their operations to align with strategic goals. And his name is Muideen Ade Akoni, as I mentioned earlier. And Muideen has mentored and helped over 500 people transition into tech and land their very first jobs with no prior tech background. They were not in tech before, they knew nothing about it. And he has been successful in making them get their very first jobs. All right. And Muideen's experience spans across innovation and growth analytics here at Canada. And he has also worked in business development, and he has also done that in the United Kingdom. He's also a data analyst in the Nigerian Canine Society. And also, he has experience in management and data analytics consulting. And he has worked across various sectors such as educational technology, finance, logistics, FCMG, and health tech. All right. Now, the next person you can see on your screen here is Sophia Adeojo, and that's the person you're speaking to at the moment. That is me. Yeah. And I am a passionate educator, and I have a diverse background in product management, end-to-end administration, and agile project management. And I have close to half a decade years of experience in the world of technology and management. So as a data associate for the Agile Project Management and Scrum Master program here at 10Alytics, I've been very instrumental in helping individuals navigate the complex tech space, and I've been able to guide them to success by onboarding them into their respective data-driven paths. Yeah, and I have a strong commitment to career transformation, and I've onboarded and mentored over 200 individuals. Yes, I have done that successfully. So I'll be making my colleague Prince, I'll put him up to the stage now. So you just see his face, and he introduces himself briefly to you. Okay. So I'm Muideen. Are you there? I've been able to make you call. I don't have access to do that. Please meet my colleague here with us today. I, Esther, the star from 10Alytics. She is one of our guest speakers, and I'm sure you're seeing her on your screen right now. So I'll proceed to spotlight you, Esther, before we get right into the fireside chats. Hello, Esther. You're not audible yet. I can't hear you yet.
Hi. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Esther. It's so good to see you again. How are you doing? How do you feel?
I'm okay. I'm good. I'm great.
All
I
right.
feel awesome.
All right, great. Okay, so how do you feel today? How does it feel to be on the spotlight? How does it feel that, okay, maybe say 2 months, 3 months, 4 months ago, you never knew you were going to, be earning in, don't let me use all my mouth to talk, but getting your dream role. How exactly does it feel? How does it just feel like something that happened overnight? Does it feel like a dream? Just share a snippet of how you feel. Let's feel you.
It's definitely not something that happened overnight, but how I am feeling generally is that finally I can breathe. Like I have time to do all the things that, I have been postponing because there wasn't any time before. Finally, I can be there for my family. I can be present when things are happening and not playing catch up. And finally, I can regulate my time the way I want to do it. So honestly, I feel great. I do feel great.
All right, that must be a very, very awesome feeling. Thank you very much for that, Esther. All right, so the second person we have here is Kenneth. Hi, Kenneth. Are you there? I'm trying to browse through the participants list to be sure that we have Kenneth here. Hello, Kenneth. If you're here, please unmute and speak. All right, so Kenneth is not here yet, so we'll just go ahead with Esther. All right, so before we get right into the fireside chat, I'm just going to do a bit of introduction about Esther that you just saw now and our other guest speaker, Kenneth. All right, so I'll go back to my screen. Hi, Esther, please. You're my accountability partner here. Please, if you can see my screen, you just want to let me know.
Yeah, I can see your screen, but you are the one on your screen.
All right, thank you. That's what I needed to do. Thank you so much. All right, so now the next part of the chat of the presentation today, of the session today, is the people I'll be speaking to. Yes, that's our guests. Yes, our guest of honors. And you know, they were in 10Alytics. Out there are still in 10Alytics. I mean, I can say of Esther, she's still in our program. And Esther previously worked as a healthcare assistant and a support worker. She was juggling both roles, but currently Esther is a contract support project officer, and she goes by the name Esther Ezeogo. That's her full name. And the other person we have here is Kenneth Odo, and Kenneth used to work as a procurement officer in the product management field, and currently Kenneth has successfully transitioned into being a production and purchase analyst. All right. And they'll be sharing how they got here. It wasn't something that was done, you know, in a blink of an eye. They actually put in the effort and they trusted us here at 10Alytics to help them, you know, achieve that goal, achieve that dream. So I would go into the fireside chat now and would ask Kenneth and Esther questions so that, you know, any doubt you're having, you're feeling like, oh, you know what, the tech space is oversaturated. How do I go about it? Not to worry. Kenneth and Esther would be shedding more light about how they went through it and how they are here today. You know, they already had the success field. All right. So now I'll go ahead to stop sharing my screen and I'll get right into the fireside chat. Okay. So Esther, I can't see you just yet.
Um,
I can't see you anymore. Hello, Esther. Are you
I,
still here with us?
I am. Can you
Okay.
hear
All
me?
right. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. All right. So yes, when did you join 10Alytics? How many months ago? What cohorts did you join? Yeah, and when did you get your job? When did you get the job that you're currently in?
Okay. I joined 10Alytics in April 2025, which is about 3, 4 months ago. April, June, July, August. I think that's 4 months ago. And then I got my job in July. I had my interview anyway and in June. And then I got the job in July, but I told them that I wouldn't be starting until August. So,
Right. How interesting. So that means you're still in the program because I know we run
yes.
our programs for 6 months. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you got
yeah.
your
I
job
haven't finished
even.
actually.
Oh, wow. That is very, very, very interesting. I mean, I can tell your level of excitement knowing that you joined about 3, 4 months ago and now you're here working your dream role. That's very exciting. So now, why do you think that people should get into tech? What do you think should be the driving force for people to get into tech? What's that very exciting thing? What's that face about tech? What do you think? Let's share.
Okay, so I have two answers to this, right? First of all, the first answer I'm going to try to be politically correct. And then the second answer I'm going to tell you as it is. Now, the first answer is, I mean, tech, everybody knows this. Tech isn't just an industry anymore. It's like the backbone of every sector, from healthcare to government to digital systems. There is so many things on it, and then it's an avenue for to explore career opportunities and growth, but most importantly, flexibility and remote work. Now, this is my politically correct answer. The not so politically correct answer is the finance, the money, the compensation in the tech industry is over the roof. I mean, you know, when you are outside of it and people are talking about it, you wouldn't understand it. But the moment you get that first job, that one defining thing, the first feeling you have is like, is this what I've been missing? So there is so much more to it. I mean, beyond how tech is helping and how innovation is helping us, become the world, become a better place, and how it's helping us streamline businesses and all of that, the financial compensation is really great. And honestly, everyone should be in there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Esther, for that honest answer. I know a lot of people are going to be like, okay, I just want to get into tech because I want to get into tech. But Esther came as open as she could be. So she decided to help us divide our answer into two. So Esther is saying, okay, there's a lot more about getting into tech, but you also want to consider the financial aspect. It just gets you there, all right? So yeah, that's what Esther asked for us concerning the question of why do you think people should get into tech? So now people that want to get into tech, what do you think that should be the strategies and the things they have to put in place to get a tech job, aside getting the skills? What do you think those strategies are, the strategies needed to get into the tech space? What do you think those strategies are?
Okay, thank you so very much for that question. So I have two things to say. The two of them is one, structure. And then the other one is visibility. Before I get to structure, I want to talk about visibility a little bit. Now, when I'm talking about visibility, you want to be in a space where you can show people what you are doing, because gone are the days when people just, in fact, we are in the creators economy. Everyone is creating content, everyone is consuming content. You need people to see what you can bring to the table. You need people who are in the offices or who are the hiring managers of the job or the skill you're aspiring to be to see you. I understand that. And for example, LinkedIn. I know that there are so many of us who aren't very comfortable sharing, or the most important one, who don't know what to say on LinkedIn. I get it. But you still need to be there anyway. Now, for the people who, even against all odds, you don't know how to be visible, this is where structure comes in. The first thing I always, or rather, I'm not going to try to lecture you, I'm going to share what I did with myself. The first thing I did for myself was to sit down with myself, and we had a conversation together, I versus me. We sat down and we said, when we enter this 2025, this year is going to be different for us. Once I've had that conversation with myself, I set out a structure for me. And because the kind of work I do not have the time to come and be applying for work like that. So I gave myself a limit that I'm going to be doing at least 100 to 150 job applications in a month. And I divided this, that's 25 jobs in a week. And then what this means is 5 days a week, 5 days a week, and 5 jobs in a day. 2 in the morning, 3 at night. Now, the days that I'm not going to work, or that I have free time for myself, I maximize it, maybe 6 to 7 at once. And I do it in such a way that is very methodical. I am not randomly applying for jobs. Before I got to the point of applying for job, I had to first of all download the JDs of the jobs that I wanted. And what I did was I went to AI, I went to ChatGPT, I went to DeepSeek, I went to Grok. I literally asked them that they should deconstruct the JDs for me. And when they are doing that, I need them to highlight the soft skills and the technical skills related to this job. I want to know. So when they broke that down for me, I identified what I am good at and what I am not good at. Because when you get that clarity, you know where to focus. And then once I had that, I was able to tailor my CV, and I was able to start consuming resources that would help me cover the gap in knowledge I have that will take me to the job I want. This is where structure comes in. So you have to tell yourself, you have to sit down, you have to tell yourself the truth. This is not working, or rather, the career path I am in right now is not working. And I'm not saying that you have to do it my way. I am saying that find a method that works. And another thing I told myself is you don't have any excuse. In fact, excuse is gone from your dictionary. It's not going to work this time around. So I had to literally force my body, my mind, and soul into making sure that every week, not less than 25 job leaves. And I tried, even if it means staying awake until 2 a.m. in the morning, I do it.
All right, thank you very much for that very explicit answer, Esther. So all these strategies were they things that you knew before joining 10Alytics. So how did 10Alytics help you into smoothing that path, into navigating that pathway, into eventually tailoring your application, having to use AI, having to use Grok, so actually smoothing that path that this job we are getting it together. So how did 10Alytics come into play in that aspect?
Okay, thank you. So when it comes to 10Alytics, the first time I even encountered them was, I think it was a mentorship class, just like this. And initially, I wanted to go through the data engineering field. But after having that mentorship class, I think I had a one-on-one with an instructor. And then together we mapped out our strengths because previously I was a pharmacist back in Nigeria. And I have had management roles. I have been a superintendent pharmacist. I have been a community pharmacy manager. I have held management roles where, we are putting systems and structures in place to make sure that the business still runs efficiently. So after having that conversation with them, they told me, look, as much as we appreciate your vision and ambition into data engineering, that you are more suitable in the project management field, and this is the reason why you are suitable there. And then I compared this with the soft skills I had already identified earlier, and I found out that it was true. And at each point in that career transitioning, they were there to help. During LinkedIn, in fact, there is a methodical way. They have their LinkedIn optimization class that will help you position your LinkedIn in a way that recruiters would be as much, which I'm going to draw this back to what I said earlier, the visibility thing. That even if you are not posting as you should, there are recruiters in your DM asking you questions about the services you offer and all of that. So they actually really played a key role in helping me navigate into the field that was suitable for me and that I was good at. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Esther. And that one thing that you mentioned now is one thing that we usually preach here at Analytics. You don't have to, recruiters don't have to, it doesn't have to be the linear direction of you reaching out to recruiters. Recruiters could also reach out to you. All right, so yes, we teach you those nook and crannies. So yes, before we go ahead with questions, Esther, we just want you to rest a bit and have some water to drink. It's been a lot. I'll just call on our other participants, Kenneth, who is here with us, and just call him on board and do a little bit of introduction before we get back to you. All right, please don't drop off. We still have more questions for you. All right. Hello, Kenneth. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. You okay?
Hi, Kenneth. Oh, great. I can't see just yet.
Yeah. Can you see me?
Kindly turn on your video so we see you.
Yeah, my video is on.
All right. I can
Am I
see you
audible
now.
enough?
I can see you now. How are you doing today?
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, sorry. I'm literally still at work, looking at the computer and the rest. Well, it's been a journey.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't want to come. I wasn't prepared to come for this meeting. I think that, only informed me yesterday. And
Oh,
good thing we are
I'm so
here.
glad.
So
I'm glad that you made it here. I'm
yeah,
glad
you
that
gave
you made it
me
here. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for making it down here. And there was something I saw days back. It's a privilege to get stressed, to get tired from the work that you once prayed for. So yeah, I'm glad that you still took out time outside work to join us today. Shows
Yeah.
how much of a major part that we played, and you're here to just be present with us today. So yeah, what month did you join 10Alytics?
I did September 2024. So I think we had the longest session because of the breakouts that happened, during our own training. And it helped us to learn because even after outside the class, we are, communicating individually. Those in Canada, those in UK, those in Nigeria, we are communicating, talking about jobs and then how we can navigate through this because I'm in UK myself and it's been a journey. Before I joined the 10Alytics, I maintained my role with the Dangote refinery, buying for them as a procurement officer. As at that time we were about to hand over the project, and then I just have to be doing the best I can from here. Also doing my side hustles here as well, which was not easy to get a job here, especially professional job. It wasn't easy in the UK. In fact, that I used to tell my friends that I am one of them that got the highest, unfortunately, emails in the
We
UK.
call it love letters. Love letters.
So then people are arguing, at a point we started trying to count the emails to know who got more, unfortunately, email. So it's an encouragement to everyone. And then being in the business analysis class, it helped me a lot because we didn't just discuss about the business analysis role. We did data analysis. We started with data, and then there is literally no job you are going to do now without having to handle Excel. I myself, I work with SAP. I also, do SAP configuration on the material management aspect. But whatever data you get from SAP, you need to interpret it for people to be able to, you know, to understand what you're talking about. So, and that is one thing I gained, one of the things I gained from 10Alytics, because when I went for the interview and they told me what I'm coming to do, I saw data. I was like, okay, I know where I'm going to go back with this data, for them to help me explain and interpret this data and tell me how to use pivot table again, to refresh my brain. So I called in and then a session was booked, and is a credit to 10Alytics on their, you know, them keeping up with whatever they promised, following up with any of their students. You have an interview, they will prepare you for the interview. After the interview, they're still going to call you to know how did the interview go and the rest. The one that I did not do well, you'll be like, I don't want to attend the call. But it's good for you to be there and then understand, what the errors were, you know, share the interview process with them, tell them what happened, tell them your experience with the HR manager or whoever that interviewed you, and then they will help you prepare you for the next one. So I believe, particularly, especially when you come to the UK here, you understand that one of the major restrictions of us Nigerians getting jobs here is your visa status. So when some employers, whenever they see your visa status, they will tell you no, they need somebody that is assured that they can stay in the UK for 5 years at least. They don't want to start spending money on you, sponsoring your visa and the rest. So when I went for this particular interview, after my session, the interview prep session I had, I went there prepared and, I was bang on. They were like asking me, when do you want to start? So I was now the one, working out my timetable for them that I need to disengage from what I'm doing now. And it was nice and I'm enjoying it. It's just, forgive me, I'm not a social media person. Ada did ask for some details, and I told her, I can share my stories without having to go online and the rest. Yep. Anything.
All right. So I can already tell that you had a very, very interesting one with us here at 10Alytics. It was very value packed. I mean, right from, the registering for the business analysis program, and you delve into major parts of data analysis. They walk you through Excel. They walk you through, every part of business analysis, and you can, translate data. You know how to speak the language of data, basically. I mean, that's very, very interesting that they went, really deep. And, aside just, the technical parts, teaching you everything that business analysis entails, they still went as far as prepping you for your interviews, even when you were getting the unfortunately's that eventually led you to your big yes. You still had to go back to them, speak to them, and then they refined your approach into doing better for the next interview that you were walking into. Thank you very, very much for that explicit explanation.
Yeah, sorry, one more thing to add. In this part of the world, you might be seeing, you might be busy looking for a job, the title you used to have in Nigeria. It doesn't work that way, right? So currently, I applied as a buyer. So when I got to the company, when I went in that same week, the person who used to be the production planner resigned, and my boss was like, Kenneth, I know you can do this. I said, yes, I can do it, right? So he said, okay, I need to change your job role first, and then we discuss about salary again. I said, fine. That's how I became a production and, buying analyst for the company. So approving contracts, doing the production planning. But I think the most stressful part of the job is the production planning aspect, because you need to be awake. Sometimes you will see an email at 12 midnight, maybe you wake up for one thing or the other, you just look at your phone and you see an email that there is an item they don't have for production. For that reason, production is stopping and the rest. So carrying the two roles, but like I said, my first point of contact is Obon. I'm sure at that time he almost got tired of my calls, right? But he tried, he helped, calling to follow up and the rest. Whenever I had issue, I always come back to say, okay, please, this and this is what I'm facing. Are you able to help me? And then they put me on a session immediately, same day. That's one good thing about it. Same day, you are now the one to say, okay, are you available? Are you able to do within this time? Then you choose your time. So there is nothing as good as, even the school we went to anyways, you don't have access to your lecturers all the time. Okay, so, but this is a practical training. The people that are teaching you this, they know the job. It's a real life project experience. So whatever we did with pivot chart, that is what I am using currently to do my report. So that is what I'm using, just on ordinary picking list, that you have to prepare and send to the warehouse. I was the one that introduced doing it with pivot charts, right, in the company, and that is what I learned from here. So those skills were the thing that just made me, okay, to be honest, where I am currently, I'm not looking at living there, but I'm the kind of person that if I get a job today, that same day I already type my resignation letter. Yeah, that's how even in Nigeria, that is how I work. So if you hire me today, I have my resignation letter in a folder. So whenever I want to send it to you, I won't feel stressed. I'll just change the date and forward it to you. So so that is it. But to be honest,
thank you very much,
it's
Kenneth.
been a good experience.
Thank you. I mean, you already covered. Thank you so much, Kevin. I mean, you covered the on-the-job support, everything, how you have direct access to your facilitators. You really, truly covered everything. In fact, the questions I want to ask you, you already answered even before answering. And that just tells how much value you got out of the program. And while you were speaking, I saw Esther nodding, smiling. I mean, all forms of gestures. And I could tell that she can totally relate to everything you were saying. So I'll pass the baton down to Esther now. So she also shares, the interview prep support she got, the prep she got from her facilitators, from her coordinator. I mean, the general thing, general help that you got while navigating your job search. So before Esther comes up, I have my colleagues dropping the attendance form in the chat box. So if you're on this session today, what you want to do is please fill the attendance form so you have access to all the recordings, the slides I used to present earlier. So you have access to everything. And I see some people in the chat box saying, oh, you want to hear from people in cybersecurity, you want to hear from people in data science. If we decide to bring everybody and all our success stories, all our testimonials, we are going to actually run out of time today. So what you want to do, Philip, is fill the attendance form. So when we have subsequent sessions like this, you're able to join and you hear from, our plethora of testimonials, right? Thank you very much. So Esther, you have the button. So all the gestures, everything. You just want to just spill away.
Okay, so when he was talking, honestly, the unfortunately thing, at some point I had to do a video like of my emails because I had to tell myself the unfortunately are normal, and that's what I also want to tell anybody who is here. See, just prepare your mind, your body, and so when you are preparing for yoga, prepare your mind for the unfortunately because they are going to come. But here is the thing: please don't get discouraged because now who give up lose. That's the honest truth. Just do not. Just keep going. Keep sending out applications. I think I sent out applications for a month before I started getting my first interviews. Because by then, and then another thing I want to say, depending on where you are, because I am in the UK, right? Personal statement is a thing here. Supporting statements is a thing. So for me, we have the NHS, we have the civil service, and you have to decode. You have to, because that first month, what I just told myself is that I use this first month to hack writing that personal statement and hack writing those supporting those civil service, and each one is around 1,500 like by the time you finish writing. So for the people that is already tired or near getting tired, I'm here to tell you, please don't get tired, just keep going. And then another thing is for your interviews, because you have not been in those jobs before, right? And that's one thing I give 10Alytics 10/10 for. Because you've not been in those jobs before, because when you go for the interview, they are asking you as somebody who has worked. They are not asking you as an entry-level professional. Now, here is where 10Alytics came in, their case studies. What I normally do with their case studies is after the classes, I normally combine all of them or compile them and then I will go back to the class and then I'll be mimicking Elizabeth and I will be repeating it to myself. And another thing that helped me again was because it was more of virtual interviews. I had to learn how to speak to the camera because that is another thing. Because you can have the perfect CV, you can have the perfect supporting statement, but you see, if your oratory and the way you express yourself to your interviewers, if they are not getting you, if they're not speaking the language that you want, my dear, you're not going to get it. So here is what you are going to do. Let me just give you the expo. Use your phone and do a Google Meet. Keep it in the other room so it will not be echoing. Use ChatGPT or any other AI tools they are going to help you with interview questions in their interview preparation. And then, as an excellent student, you're not going to just depend on what they are going to give you. Although the resources they are going to give you is going to actually cover most, but you want to go out of your way. You want to try to make sure that you cover all ground. Be asking yourself the question and then be looking in the camera with your laptop and be talking. The first time you will do it, you will not like yourself. I'm telling you, you will not like it. But keep going, try it again, call friends, tell them to interview you. At least when 2 or 3 people interview you before the actual interview date, you would have had a little bit of strength and strong oratory prowess when speaking to the camera, because you are going to be doing a lot of virtual interviews through Teams. They're not going to be seeing you. And if you master this, is going to help you. And another thing I want to talk about is specifically for well, I'm going to speak from my own professional lens, right? Know your frameworks, especially when the JD says to prioritize. When you eventually get into that interview, know your framework. Be able to mention, in fact, go inside, go beyond the normal thing they are expecting to hear from you. Because one, the people you are competing against are people who are already professionals in the industry. And what you are trying to do is that you are trying to convince your interviewers that you are better than them, even though you are entry level. Do you get? So you want to try as much as possible, and then you pray to whatever God that you pray to also help you. I think that's all I have to say. Sophia, please, your next question.
All right. Thank you very much, Esther, for that explicit expo. All right. So the question I was going to ask, you sort of already answered it, but I would just like you to shed more light into it. You already mentioned the case studies, the frameworks, the blended approach. So knowing that you got your job even before the end of the program, you are still in the program, and we are here calling you. You're on the spotlight here. We're asking you questions. Come and tell us the cheat code. How did it happen? What moment did you realize that you were actually ready to start applying to roles? Was it as soon as you got into the program and you had your first class with your facilitator and you're like, wow, is this what I'm gaining here at 10Alytics? Was it at that moment? Or it took you about, okay, 2 sessions more, 3 sessions more? How was your facilitator helpful in helping you to land your role? Yeah. So I asked you 2 questions. What moment did you realize, and how helpful was your facilitator, the program at large, into helping you to land your dream role?
Okay, I'm actually trying to remember, because I know it's still within that first month when we had the first ever mentorship session class we had with our Daisy. Because I am somebody that, I'm somebody that when you tell me that I cannot do something, that's when I want to do it. I remember that mentorship class with Adeza. He was talking to us about the people that got jobs in NHS, and these are people who had nothing to do with the career choices, like the jobs they got. They were from different career paths, and then they migrated into these places. And the first thing I asked myself after that call was like, oh yeah, Kilo Shele, what happened to you? So why are you also not getting the jobs other people are getting? That was the first time. And then I remember him saying, even though you haven't finished your courses, start applying. And your application is not that you are going to get the job, do the interview and fail. Just get used to the interview, do it, fail, then try doing it again to pass. Do you get? And that was actually all the encouragement and motivation I needed to start applying, because I remember applying 1 month after I started. We haven't even gone half, but I've already and I also used the course curriculum, because I had to go through the course curriculum, which was very explicit. I used it to tailor my CV and my personal statement. And I've already mentioned the case studies. It's like they immerse you into real life situations that help you actually visualize how, if you are put in an environment like that, how you are going to react. You are also going to do projects, capstone projects on your own that you are going to submit, imitating real life scenarios. So it's not like your 4 weeks boot camp. No, they are going to start from the foundations to teach you. Now to my facilitator, Elizabeth. Nana. Elizabeth, yeah, we meet each other in class, but in my head, she's my friend. She does she does not know me like that, but the reason why I'm saying this is that Elizabeth is good, and I'm not saying it because I have to say it. I'm not being paid to say it. I don't have to be here to say it. But she's good in doing what she does. Like, she explains things, she breaks it down for you to understand. Wherever you are in the this thing, they know how to bring you from that place where you are to the professional level where you have to be. And another thing they are good at doing is follow up. Now, I'm not your traditional student, because I don't have time to attend the classes they do on Saturdays, on Wednesdays when I was working, because my work starts 7:15 and ends 8:15, and by 9 I'm still on the road coming back home, so I don't have time to join it. But I do catch up with classes. They will call you, they would send emails, they will send, not in the, not like, hello, why are you not in class, but no, how far, we know that life can get in the way, but we are also here. But also once in a while try to get in. And you know that these are people who genuinely cares about you beyond the money, beyond, all the, oh yeah, come and register. Mm-mm. They have time to sit with you and speak with you, and you can text them at any time. It's not the one you can send a message and it will take like 3 to 5 days for them to answer you. In the next 5 to 10 minutes, somebody is there helping you. And even eventually, when you get the job, there is somebody also there to help you in case you run into situations that you cannot help yourself with. Because I mean, you're still an entry level professional. So it's actually like a full total package. And I think 10 Analytics was one of the best decisions I made this year, to be fair.
All right, thank you very much, Esther. That was very, very awesome. I mean, mentioning that Analytics was one of the best decisions you made in a year. Oh my. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy that you got every value from, your future. Yeah, from your investment in your future, right? Thank you so much. So you mentioned that there was a mentorship session. So aside the classes that you have, you also have, complimentary sessions. So just briefly, what does the mentorship session entail? And I can already tell that that was the nudge you needed to start applying to jobs, right? So yeah, just a brief one, the mentorship session, what exactly does it entail?
Okay, so it depends on what is happening at that time. Sometimes the mentorship session could be like interview stimulations, and what this means is that they are going to hold interviews for, let's say, between project managers. I think there is one coming out sometime, but this one is cybersecurity. And then you sit and you hear how they conduct interviews and the answers they give. Most times those answers help you in your own, because you don't have those experiences. And me, I'm very good at listening, and I can't retain things, so I jot a lot. When I'm listening to those, I'm replicating the answers they are giving me in my head, and I'm interpreting it in my day-to-day work. So when I face situations, or rather face interviewers like that, I'm able to answer them remembering what they said in those sessions. There is the LinkedIn optimization, there is the CV radio. In fact, whatever the list is, I cannot exhaust it. I'm very sorry, because there is always something going on in one of the mentorship classes. They are always bringing somebody who can speak to you, somebody in your field who can speak to you, who you can ask questions that might be confusing for you, or who you can ask like a scenario based questions, and they are willing to help. In fact, help is always is just there. To be fair, it's really just there. It's for you to be curious, to ask, and what you need, they will give it to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Hester. Thank you. Uh, Kenneth, I know you're very busy with work because I've been, looking at you. You've been looking up to your screen. I'll just ask you one more question before we call it a wrap. Okay, so what's that one advice that you'd give to somebody thinking about it? Do I want to pivot into tech? Do I want to get into tech? What's that heartfelt advice that you'd give to that person that is over the fence into getting into tech? What's that one thing? And
I
how
think
would you say started?
I mentioned this earlier. My father used to say that after advising you, my dad will say, if you're kite, fly. But if you're a vulture, remain on the ground. Right? So is obvious anyways. So at least when they did the new immigration rule in the UK, I am sure they've not removed data analyst from the
No, they
shortage
haven't.
occupation list. The only thing they did was that they put it in the mid level. So data analysis, the business analysis, everything that we are doing now, just like I mentioned before, because you're a procurement officer or procurement manager in Nigeria, does not mean that when you see roles like category manager, you cannot apply for it. So in this part of the world, they don't call it exactly what we know in Nigeria. So until I started looking for jobs that had analysts next to it, that was when I started getting calls for interviews. Because procurement officer here, they are like in this place, they're like clerks. They're like people that just you know go to the warehouse, check what is shorting, then come and report to the real buyer, and then the buyer will negotiate contract and place an order. This is the rule. This is what we used to do in Nigeria. But because they call it, we are being referred to in Nigeria as procurement officers or procurement manager, then you think that the role is limited to that procurement only. So you can do a whole lot of things. If you go through during the training, I think almost every day they used to share some job roles with us. There are some that they will share. We ask Obama, this one doesn't, I don't feel this related. Say apply. So when we say apply, so this role, whatever role I'm sharing to you, is for you to apply. This is what we are training you for. This is who you're going to become. If you apply for that, just go through the job description. If you have an interview and then you are getting confused, send over the job description to somebody in 10Alytics. They're going to arrange a session for you, prepare you for the interview, and then when you go there, you're speaking with boldness. To be honest, when I finally got a job, I was still getting more calls, but I just decided to say, man, I've jumped around so much. Let me just stay here for now and see how it goes. And again, if you've broken the chain of going into professional job abroad, you're going to keep climbing. To be honest, if not for visa restriction, somebody like me will just be spending 6 months in one row and then to another for 6 months. So that's the lifestyle, because those are the jobs that pay. I receive emails for those jobs that you will see a job, they are telling you that the pay is £800 per day. You know what that is. So, and those are just, because it's short term, that's why the money is huge, right? Maybe it's for maternity cover. Instead of them getting an agency and whatever, they will just say, okay, we need somebody. That's the kind of job I want to be doing. So I can work for 6 months and make the money I was supposed to make in 2 years, and then stay at home and do any other thing I want to do, right? I know a lot of people that do it here, people that understood the secret of this business analysis on time. They are the ones that you find in places like Jaguar. They are the ones you find in places like Ferrari, in Tesco. These are the big companies here. They didn't go to, most of them had nothing. They had no idea of what Excel means before. But they saw the training, they took advantage of it. They are replacing them with, it's difficult to see a company, anybody in this country that tells you that my job role is a marketer. No, it's difficult. I've not seen anybody that say that I am a marketer in this country. No, it's either, names that you'd never even imagined that they are doing the same thing that somebody in Nigeria who is a marketer in the bank is doing. But if you see the way they polish the name and, make you feel that if there is a title that will be given to you, you yourself will know, yes, I'm in the right place. So I'm encouraging everybody, nobody should give up. If you want to do the training, do not just stop on the training. It's not a class. If for you to pay money to do this training, it's not a secondary school issue that the teacher must say, will tell you, you must do the assignment, you must do this, you must do this. You know how much you've spent, you know where you want to be. Apart from the classes, there are still the LMS, do it yourself. You go into I don't know if that is still in place, is it, Sophie?
Oh, it is. It
It
is
is. So I
100%
think
in
with
place.
that place, I was always ahead of the class. Sometimes I will go there, at my private time. In my own room, I have 2 white screens with my laptop. If you come to my room, you think I'm a software developer. I'm not. But because I like doing multiple things at the same time, and if I want to go into any training today, I know I can, I'm going to dedicate myself for it, and I will surely give it everything. So my encouragement to everyone, do not give up. Whatever position you need, you can still reach out to any of the alumni to ask them, how was your training with 10Alytics? You can ask questions like that, and then they will explain to you. If they have anything they want to share to you as well, like when the first job interview I went to during my training was DHL. So the job role was data manager. I was like, what is data manager? I asked Obo. Obo said, this is what we are teaching you. You can go for this role, right? And I went for the interview. The only reason I did not get that job was because my visa was just 6 months to expiring. And they say no, that they are not giving sponsorship then. But I killed it, right? That is because before I went for that interview, someone prepared me for that interview. So
Yeah, that
it's an
confidence was
encouragement
built.
to key into the program and keep pushing. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for taking out time, Kenneth. Thank you. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, even though you did not get the very first job, the confidence was there for you. You know that you killed it. And the learning management system that Kenneth mentioned, you have lifetime access to it. So even after the program, you have access to it. Take Kenneth, he said what he likes to, shuffle. So Kenneth is that person that if he wants to, up and another job, he can still reach out to us and say, you know what, please set up an interview for me. Walk me through preparation. I need to ace this interview. So you have lifetime access to your facilitators, lifetime access to your materials as well. Thank you very much, Kenneth. And that will be all. Thank you very much for gracing our session today. All right. So Esther, to your very last question. I know you took the Agile Project Management program, and Agile Project Management is so much about communication, aside just the technicality of, handling projects. How did the training help you to navigate the communication aspect? I think you already touched a bit on that, talking about how you have to prepare yourself, simulate interviews, set up a Google Meet and all of that. But how did the training directly impact that communication build up for you? How did it help you to smoothing your communication, stakeholder engagement? I mean, all spheres of agile project management, were they able to ensure that they covered every part of project management aside just the technical aspect of it?
Yes, they actually did. Because, when we talk about project management, they are usually, especially for people who are still confused, because before I actually got into this place, I was always confused about what was product management, what was project management, what was IT project management, what are you people talking about, Agile and Scrum. Now, when we initially started, the first thing that was done was to clear up that disparity, and we got it. The communications, the soft skills beyond the technical skills, it helped me because when I'm communicating with my business owners, the people I'm dealing with at work, I'm applying some of the framework. I am using prioritization matrix to grade my tasks using, is this urgent? Is this important? What can I move the deadline for? What should I put on hold? What are the blockers? What is preventing us from calling up this person? Why is this performance not, okay? So it has helped because now I know what to do. I know how to navigate who should be responsible, who should be consulted, who should be informed, who is accountable. Because when you they wouldn't tell you that you are going to do that in the job. But when you get there, you realize, I need to keep a list of this. I need to, in fact, you are the one, because in my role, I am now the one building systems in place and structures in place. We need to have a RAID template, a risk management template. We need to have a budget tracking template. We need to have, there are so many templates. And I wouldn't have known how to do this if I was not taught here and if I don't have something to refer back to. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very, very, very much. Even though I have one more question, but we are running out of time. And I can already tell that from all the answers that our very own participants have given us. I'm not calling them alumni because Esther is still in the program. So I'm not calling them our alumni yet. So thank you very, very much for sharing so openly. And to everybody watching, I know you can already you've taken, in fact, not one or two, you've taken 1 or 100 from this session today. So to everyone watching us, thank you for joining. And to our participants, thank you very much for sharing so openly. I mean, this has been very, very, very powerful. Thank you for sharing with your heart, for not constraining or withholding any information, and for reminding us that, you can do it. You did it. Another person on this call right now, some of the people watching, they can also do it. What you just need to do is, start small. Enroll with a company that would help you to actually, get a grasp of all these things that you need to get. All right. So growth is possible. And thank you very much, Hester. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you very, very much. We can't thank you enough. All right. So that will be the end of our fireside chat. And I'll be handing the baton over to my colleague that is here with me, Muideen Ade Akoni. Hello, Muideen. Are you there?
Yes, 100% I'm here.
All right. So yeah, you want to stay back and listen to Muideen. Thank you very much, everyone. And Muideen, you have the floor.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much to Esther and Kenneth. It was actually a very fantastic, mind-blowing session that I believe we've been able to be part of. And trust me, what they shared is interesting, very fantastic, because Esther still currently in the program and also being able to get a job while still in the program. That's something that's actually quite remarkable. Okay. I don't know if Esther could remember, but I think we had that conversation about her switching from data engineering to agile project management. I think that was around.
It was you.
Yeah, it was me. So we had that conversation, I think around March. Yes. So congratulations once again, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And just I've been able to help Esther identify which one is the best option for her. This is what we're going to be talking about tonight. Identifying the career paths that you should be able to get into. Considering even if you have a technical background or you don't have a technical background, by the time we're done with this session, you will have that clear path to, okay, this is what I want to do. And this is exactly how I'll be going about doing it. This is what I'll be giving you tonight from this session, okay? Now, when you're looking at transitioning, there are different approach, there are different strategies that you might want to take, that you might want to adopt to be able to get to that point of, oh, this is what I need to do. And to do it is pretty straightforward. You go listen when Esther was telling you about the strategy that she needed to take, even way before she started applying to jobs. She was able to break it down. Oh, this is what I want to do. I want to start weekly, then divide the weekly to daily, and that amounted her to applying to 5 jobs daily, even though she's tired. And even in the daily one, she applied to 2 jobs in the morning and 3 jobs in the evening. This is a strategy. And how did she come about doing all this? Because you heard her when she was saying she went through the program. Now, the strategy is pretty simple. Before Esther was able to say, oh, I want to start applying to 5 jobs daily, 25 jobs in a week, there was one thing that she did. That was she registered, she had a conversation with a professional, and she was able to decide that, oh, the project management part is the right part for me, which is learn. She wants to initially learn the exact tech skill that she's looking to get into. She did that. Then she starts to position herself. She has her CV revamped, her LinkedIn optimized, joined a lot of mentorship sessions to know how to communicate. You hear what she was saying, recording yourself, have your colleagues interview you. All those things are you strategically positioning yourself. Then she went on to start applying, where she was able to also develop a strategy. 25 applications in a week, 5 applications in a day, 2 in the morning, 3 in the evening. This is a strategy that was able to help her land a job few months into our program. And she's still currently a student. She's not done yet. She's still currently in the Agile Project Management program, and she's able to already land a job. Okay. Now, this is something you can also get into. And how, you ask me, what are the things to go? What are the steps? Is it like everybody should go to Agile Project Management? The answer to that is no. We need to understand that the first thing you want to do is learn. So when we're saying learning, we have different career paths that we've been able to map out, looking at the World Economic Forum, the careers that are looking to grow in demand and the ones that are looking to decline. And we've been able to also look at all the major job boards to identify roles that companies are really and heavily looking out for. We're able to do that. We're able to follow the World Economic Forum. Then we're able to also look at different career paths that you have ability to get into without you having any technical background. And with that, we have the business analysis, which is something that Kenneth went through and was able to land him a job. You have the data analysis, you have the data science, the agile project management, just like Esther. You have the data engineering, the cybersecurity, the HR analytics, and the financial analysts. Now, if I was in your position, the question I'll be asking myself now is, there's 8 different career paths on the screen. Which of them can I get into? Which of them is something I can dive into and I'll be able to probably land a job while still in training myself? Because that seems like the mission now. The mission is not getting a job after your training. The mission is getting a job while in the training. That's the target. Because if I was in that position, I'm going to be challenging Esther. Like, she did it in 3-4 months. I want to do it earlier. Now, which of this career path can you get into? Now, what I'm going to do is walk you through which of them is going to increase in demand, which of them is going to decline in demand. Then we're going to take a quiz to know which one exactly is suitable for you, right? Because when Esther registered, she was looking to go into the data engineering program. When she had the communication, she had a conversation with me, and we were able to decide that, oh, the project management is the better option for you. So right now, we're going to do something like that also. But before we do that, what we actually did after identifying all the roles that are going to help you transition, we further did what we call external validation to be able to validate the roles and the jobs that will actually increase in demand. When we are talking about that, we're looking at the World Economic Forum, the Future of Job Report, and we have the report covers between 2025 to 2030. You're looking at the career path that will increase in demand and will decline. But for this particular report, the World Economic Forum is telling us that between now and 2020 and 2030, you will have 170 million jobs created. Those are new jobs created. Then in the same time, between 2025 to 2030, you're going to have 92 million jobs disappear, meaning a career that is currently very okay right now. In the next 5 years, you literally have almost no company requesting for it or demanding for it. And that can be very scary news. Now, the question will now be, how exactly can you position yourself? How can you identify which career path will be better off for you to get into? Which one should you be running away from? And this report also covered that, because if you can see my screen, you will see the growth and the decline in jobs between 2025, that is from right now, to 2030, 5 years from now. The career paths that you can see on the right side of my screen, these career paths are the ones that are gradually going to decline. While the career path you can see on the left side of my screen, you will see these are the career paths according to the World Economic Forum. These are career paths that are going to increase in demand, and you have a lot of organizations looking to hire for people in this career path. And you have a lot of them like the data engineers, the data analysts, the data scientists, the cybersecurity analyst, the business analyst, the project managers, a whole lot of them. All right. So how exactly do you identify which one should you be getting into? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a very quick quiz, which is based on your personal traits, the kind of person that you are. So you have my colleague drop this particular link in the chat box. I think I will also do the same. Drop in the chat box. You want to click on the link so that you'll be able to take the quiz. I'll also take the quiz with you and give you the opportunity to watch me as I do it while you also do it yourself. So I just dropped the link in the chat box. You want to click on that link and take the quiz so that while I speak, I'll be talking about all these 8 different programs. When I'm talking about the result from the quiz, let's say after taking the quiz, the quiz was able to identify that the business analysis program is okay for you. So when I talk about the business analysis program, you get to understand more what business analysis is about. Okay. So make sure you click on the link. I'll also click on the link myself, and I'll actually be sharing my screen so you can watch me do it just the same way at the same time while you're also doing the same thing. So let me click on this link. Click link, and I'll be sharing my screen so I can show you as I walk through it. I hope we've been able to click on the link also. Want to click on the link and take the quiz just as I will be doing the same thing. So if you click on that link, you will have this screen open to you. So if you can see the screen pop up, you will have not sure what career suits your personality, because you see all these 8 career paths that we talked about, absolutely anybody can get into them. But which one is like the best match to the kind of person that you are? This is the purpose of the quiz. So you want to make sure you click on that. So I'm clicking on it. I'm saying, let's get started. It's giving tech error. Let's go. So you want to click on let's go. And yes, you put your name. My name is Muiden Adeakoni. My mobile number is, so you want to do the same thing. You can just do this either on your phone or on your laptop. You can do it easily. Okay. Then you want to input your email. Yes. So the first question is, how do you feel in a group setting or team discussion? So I will not be reading this out so that I will not be distracting every other person that is also taking the quiz. Remember, the purpose of the quiz is we want to identify which career path is better for you, so that when I'm talking about them, you'll be able to relate with them. Okay? That's the purpose of what we're looking at. So I'm also doing the same thing so you get a better understanding of what we're looking at doing. Okay? Which of these sound most likely like you? And all the questions, they are all personality based, the things you're comfortable doing, the ones you're not comfortable doing. These are the things that will make you excel 100% when you're looking to get into career, the tech space. He's asking how comfortable are you with tools like Excel, Google spreadsheet, numbers in general. I'm somewhat comfortable. What do you think about coding? So for many people that have knowledge about coding, some have never done anything coding before. Some have scary stories about coding. So you want to choose the one that's best describe what you feel about coding. Do you want to get into a career path that has coding? You want to run away from it? That does not matter. You still, even if you're looking to run away from it for 100%, you still have the ability to get into tech and position yourself in a very high rewarding role. Okay. Okay. So what kind of job, kind of work environment do you prefer? Somebody like remote, decision making roles, not to work remotely, just like Kenneth, you have ability to work remotely. Kenneth is for the good life. If not for the visa, like you said, you will literally be jumping on jobs every 6 months and be bagging £800 daily for the contract work. So, okay, these are how opportunity to select on multiple options. Okay, he's asking me which course sounds most appealing to me. So for somebody that don't know, I'm also going to be selecting, I'm not sure, I'm confused. I'm not so certain about my answer. Fantastic. And by the time it is done, I was able to see that based on the things that I'm comfortable with and the ones I'm not comfortable with, I'm able to become an HR analyst. Now, I want you to drop your answers in the chat. Which career path are you looking to get into after taking the quiz? Which of them are you looking to get into? So drop your answer in the chat. Is it the strategist, the business analyst, or the data analyst, the data scientist, or cybersecurity, or HR analyst like myself? You want to drop your answer in the chat. Okay, just drop whatever the career path the quiz suggested in the chat so I can read that out loud. Okay. Are we done with the quiz? Are we done with the quiz? You want to drop the answer in the chat box once you're done with that, so I'll be able to see it. Are we done? Is anybody done? Do I have response in the chat box? Let me have a look. So if you're done with the chat, if you're done with that, Patience is looking to be a cybersecurity analyst. Fantastic. TK is HR analyst, just like myself. Awesome, awesome. So this will make you understand that for you to get into tech, all you need is just for you to be able to get into a career path that you have the trait to excel in. So I have a lot of people going into HR, cybersecurity. Michelle is looking to go into business analyst, but I registered for Agile Projects Manager. No worries, I'm going to discuss that even furthermore. All right. So Omotayo, yes, it's meant to suggest a path for you. If you took the quiz, just like every other person, is going to actually do that for you. But still, I'm still going to explain everything for you to be able to get into. Now, when you're looking to get into any of these roles, you have 100% ability to get into them. Now, the question now is, you're looking to get into cybersecurity, business analysis, the HR analyst. What do you need to do to get you to thrive in 2025, looking to other further career growth? And the first thing we're looking to talk about is the business analyst. All right, as a business analyst, what do you get to do? The business analyst, that professional that they are the process master. When I'm saying the process master, they optimize business processes to make sure that whatever business process that organization is involved in, they streamline it to make it flawless. Okay, that's what you get to do. And to do this, you get to learn different tools like a business analyst 2025 looking forward. You are expected to have some skills as a data analyst would have, where you get to learn Excel, Power BI, and SQL. Then you also have some skill in project management. But your project management skill will not be as in-depth as somebody that took the Agile Project Management program. No, it's not going to be, because this is their own career path for 100%. Your borrowed skill also in Excel, Power BI, and SQL, which is something a data analyst will have, it's not going to be as in-depth because you're a business analyst, but you just need an idea of what every other person gets to do so you can be more of a round complete package. So you get to learn Excel, Power BI, and SQL for your data analysis skills. You get to learn process mapping, where you get to use tools like Draw.io and Lucid Charts to map out your business process. Then you have project initiation planning, Agile and Scrum for projects, software development lifecycle, that's SDLC. You have requirement fundamentals, elicitation, stakeholder analysis, and stakeholder engagement. Then you also learn how to leverage AI to work efficiently as a business analyst. So if you're that person, and for a business analyst, that trait that you majorly need, considering you've taken the quiz, is being a person that is very convenient, comfortable speaking with people. because you do a lot of communication as a business analyst. Now, when you're looking at the Agile Project Manager, these are fantastic people that I believe there is a bit of project management in everybody, because there is always that part in your life where you need to manage something. And that is what the Agile Project Manager is about. You learn different approach, making things that looks extremely difficult to do. You have a very simple approach to make sure that everything that looks difficult, you break it out into processes, you manage it, and you deliver it in bits, in big chunks, in smaller bits that anything, something that is looking totally impossible, you're starting to achieve it in few weeks, in few months. This is what the project management will teach you. It will teach you different approach, different methodologies of project management. You learn the agile approach, you learn the waterfall, you learn the agile, you even learn the Kanban board workflow management for your project management. You have different approach of project management, and you have different tools you will leverage to be able to manage projects, manage the team that's contributing to the success of the project, and also learn how to use tools like Jira, end-to-end use of Jira to track your project deliverables. These are things you get to do as a project manager. Then you have the data engineer. Now, the data engineer, these are people that are much more interested at the back-end space of flow of information. A data engineer is going to be working majorly with Python as a programming language, and also working with SQL, that's structured query language, because a data engineer is responsible for building the infrastructure to have information, data, flow from one point to the other. So let's say, for example, we all have our banking system. Now, when you use your mobile application to perform a sort of transaction, at the same time, if you go onto an ATM and you insert your card and you check your account balance, whatever transaction you did on the mobile application is reflecting on that ATM. If you perform any transaction on that ATM, probably let's say cash withdrawal, at the same time, it is showing on your mobile application that you've been able to withdraw some funds from your account. Now, where a data engineer comes into play, you see the flow of information from the one part, that's from the ATM, connecting to your to your bank account and connecting to every other resources. You see the flow, the passage, the pipeline where information passes through. This is what a data engineer is concerned about. They are the architects that build the backend, the framework where information passes from one point to the other. And these are the things you get to learn within the data engineering program, where you learn how to build ETL custom pipelines for easy flow of information. You learn how to set up information database where you to store your information either on-premise or in the cloud. And you get to learn for that. You have introduction to data engineering, meaning even if you don't have any information at all, any knowledge at all about data engineering, you are able to get into it. You get to learn introduction to data engineering. You get to learn how to store information in the database using SQL. You get to learn Python programming. The way you learn how to use Python programming is going to be similar to the way a software developer learn how to use Python programming. You get to learn Linux operating system. You learn how to build and construct your extract, transform, and load custom pipelines. You get also learn how to do your web scraping and a lot of. When you do this, you also learn how to automate data retrieval processes, which is your Apache Spark and Apache Airflow. And also in your program, you'll be learning cloud engineering that will open you to be able to work as a cloud engineer. You have your GCP, Google Cloud Platform, Microsoft Azure, and even AWS Cloud Engineer. Your data engineering program will be able to afford you this. Then you have the data scientist, the future seer. These are the people that whatever thing they get to do, data, they are more concerned about what is going to happen in the future. Okay? When you do your analysis, and as a data scientist, when you're working with data, you're majorly focused on what we call the diagnostics, the descriptive, and the predictive analysis, which is, in simple English, that is what happened, why did it happen, and what will happen. So when you're analyzing data, you have these three things in mind. What happened? Why did it happen? what will happen, which is the predictive aspect of analysis. And for you to be able to do this, the first thing you'll be doing is you learn statistics, you learn Microsoft Fabric, you learn forecasting and predictive analysis using Microsoft Excel. You learn Tableau as a data analyst would have. You learn SQL, you learn how you extract information from the database to be able to analyze it. That's the aspect of SQL you will get to learn. Then you also learn Python programming for analysis, where you learn how to use your Python programming for your exploratory data analysis. That's your bivariate, your multivariate analysis. You learn how to use your Python programming for computer vision. A very good example of computer vision is this particular camera looking at me. You can see that the camera is focusing on just me, and you can't see anything happening in my background. And that's because it's been equipped with computer vision by Zoom. And once I activate the background, that camera is going to ignore anything behind me that is not me. That is an example of computer vision. And you can 100% go through the data science program and get the job as a computer vision engineer, right? That's something you can do 100%. You also learn GitHub version control, you learn GitHub Copilot for coding, then you learn Microsoft Fabric for analytics. Then you have the last in the data space, you have the data analyst. These are professionals that are needed in any industry, any business. A business that is as old as new as 3 months old needs a data analyst, because what a data analyst gets to do is they help organizations solve data-related problems. And that is what you get to do. You solve problems using data. You solve problems leveraging data. And when you're doing your analysis, just like the data scientist, you're doing what we call the diagnostics and the descriptive analysis, which is what happened and why did it happen as a data analyst. So let's say, for example, an organization is looking to, a retail company is looking to increase their revenue. Now, as a data analyst, when you analyze their data, you analyze the data looking for what are the products that are selling very well. What are the products that has a very fantastic profit margin? What are the products that people are buying? Where are they buying it from? Who are the customers? Because remember, the company is looking to increase their revenue. So you want to analyze the data to identify these key points. And when you do, you'll be able to say, oh, so these are the products that are selling very well. These are the products that has a fantastic profit margin. And these products are literally not selling very well. They're just literally tying down your capital. So you want to probably know how to channel your funding to be able to make more money. This is what the data analyst gets to do. And that is what we call the diagnostics and the descriptive analysis. And when you're looking to do this, when you're looking at your key learning area, you have the problem solving, Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, data storytelling, because when you do your analysis, you most of the time analyze data in technical ways and be able to present it to non-technical people in such a way that they will understand. So you have your data storytelling in this regard. You have ChatGPT for analytics. Then you also have Microsoft Fabric. And below is the tools you get to learn to be this. Then you have the financial analyst and the HR analyst. But first, the financial analyst, I always like to call the financial analyst the money smart people. That's like my word for that. They are money smart people because they help organizations make informed decisions when it comes to anything that has to do with money. As a financial analyst, it's not like you have to be in the bank, work in the bank, or have an experience in the bank before you can get into this sport. No, to hire somebody that has that money smart mindset, like whatever you do, you always want to look at it, analyze it, take informed decision before you invest in it or before you put your money into it. This is somebody that can easily 100% become a financial analyst. And as a financial analyst, if you look at your key learning area, you have some skills as a data analyst to also have, because you will also be analyzing data to make your money smart decisions. And you have problem solving, Excel, Power BI, and SQL, the same way a data analyst will have before you now get into working with things around accounting fundamentals or financial analysis, then also doing what we call financial modeling, or you learn how to build your financial model. Then you also learn evaluation, sensitivity, and scenario analysis. Then also, you also be learning how to leverage AI to work smart as a financial analyst. Then the HR analysts, they are the people's people. They are for the people. Every company have people working for them. So how does a company get the best out of these people working for them? And how do the people get the best out of the company? This is where you see the HR analyst comes into key important role, where you also learn some skills as a data analyst will do. That's because when you're doing your analysis, you're not analyzing data for the purpose of finances or any other thing. You're analyzing people's data to know what is going on within the organization and the people. And for you to do this, you have problem solving Excel, Power BI, and SQL. Then you have every other things you get to learn in HR. You have your HR performance evaluation, HR metrics, lifecycle collaboration and reporting, building your case studies, and creation of action models as an HR professional. Then you also be learning how to leverage ChatGPT for HR analytics. Then the last we have, not the least, is the cybersecurity. As the word says, cyber and security, meaning whatever you have in the cyberspace, there's a security, there's a guard that is protecting it. So what they do is they protect our digital assets in this space 100% and make sure that, excuse me, and make sure that whatever information we have in this space, it is 100% safeguarded. Excuse me, making sure that people that shouldn't have access to some particular information, they don't have access to it. And even in case whenever you're looking to penetrate or get access to what you shouldn't, you have a cybersecurity analyst that is in that space to protect it. And when you're looking at things you get to learn, you have your overview of cybersecurity, you understand your rules, and the technologies you'll be using in this space. Before you now get into your understanding your information security principles, risk management, and the foundations of your information security principle. We dive into understanding your network security, understanding the type of threats you have, and also understanding what are vulnerabilities and how does these affect the integrity of your organization. You have all this. Then you have when you get to learn how to be a SOC analyst, you get to understand the rules. Now, when we say SOC analyst, you have security operations center analyst. That's what it means. So you understand your roles, your responsibilities, and what happens in case of threats, what we call incident response. You get to understand that. Then also as a threat intelligence analyst, you understand what we're calling about malware analysis, your attack vectors, your threat actor profiling, and so many more in that space. Then you have penetration testers. These are somebody we call, so we must have casually heard when people say, oh, this person is an hacker, that person is an hacker. These are penetration testers. And what they get to do is they get to test for vulnerabilities within a particular network to make sure that everything is in good shape. And when they test for vulnerabilities, they see that it is not in good shape. They are able to make recommendations on how they can fix such vulnerabilities. Then also, under cybersecurity, what you'll be learning is you have the aspect of what we call the non-so-technical aspect of cybersecurity, which is the GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. Now, these are people that they are totally responsible for creating security framework and creating compliance policies and policies development to make sure that everybody within the organization and the cybersecurity space follow the rules and regulations that guide them, right? And what the cybersecurity program will afford you is by the time you are done with the cybersecurity program, you will have the ability to either decide to transition into any of these three major career paths I mentioned. By the time you're done with it, you have the ability to get into either a penetration tester role, that's the certified ethical hackers, then or a SOC analyst role, which is the SOC Security Operations Center analyst, then the GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. This particular career path will afford you the skill in these three major career paths. And when you are done with your program, you'll now be able to decide on, oh, so while I was in the training, I love this aspect of cybersecurity. I love the SOC analyst part of cybersecurity, and I want to progress in this path. Or there's somebody in the same class with you can decide to say, oh, I love the penetration aspect of cybersecurity and I want to be in this part. So despite the fact that you went through the program, you have ability to chart your path in 3 different ways. These are what you do, and these are things you get to learn for 6 months duration, all right? And looking at the average income across board, you have the business analyst, their average salary, both in UK, Canada, and US. You have the data analyst, the data scientist, the data engineering, the agile project manager, the HR analytics, the financial analyst, and the cybersecurity. Now, what you want to make sure you do is, if you have not completed the form that my colleagues are sharing in the chat box, you want to make sure you do so that you'll be able to get access to this recorded video and also to the slide that I'm using, so you'll be able to make reference to it, get to it, and also use it when you need it, right? So remember, when we're talking about the strategy, it is learn, position yourself, package, then apply. Now, the second one, the learning structure that we're still talking about is, you see the way you're learning, you have a blended approach way of learning. You have your live instructor-led classes, live just like this one. Then you have your self-paced. If you heard what Kenneth was saying, he said on his learning management system, on his LMS, it was way ahead of every other person because he have access to videos that you could watch. These videos have projects, multiple projects in them that you get to watch, you get to practice to set you ahead. So if you're somebody that have the time, you don't want to just stay and be doing almost nothing, you will dive yourself into your learning management system. You get to watch a video. You also have ability to join a live class. And in both sessions, if you're working on a project, you have an encounter, you have the support to answer your questions for you 100% of the time. So this is how your learning is structured. You get to do this for 6 months. And by the time you're done with this for 6 months, you'll be training, working on multiple projects for 6 months. And by the time you're done, you get to do your 2-month internship with our sister company, Amdari, where you get to work on multiple projects from different sectors of the economy for 2 months, right? And your classes, you have your live classes on Saturday. That is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for those in UK, Europe, and in Africa. Then also 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, that's MST, for those in Canada and in US. So it is not like we are in US, you're not be able to get into the class, or the time zone is not favorable for you. You have ability to get into that 100%. And you get access to your self-paced about you have access to that, unlimited access to that 100%. Also, your mentorship sessions happens on Thursdays and 8 p.m. West African time or 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right. So, and remember, all your resources that you get access to during your training, you have a lifetime access to them. It's not like when you're done with your training, you don't get access to your materials anymore. You don't get access to 10Alytics anymore. No, you get 100% access to everything. Now, the second thing you need to do. So now we've been able to identify which career path you want to get into and the things you've been learning. All right. So the second thing now is you want to position yourself, right? You want to, now that we've been able to identify that, oh, I want to go into cybersecurity. How do I position myself, right? That's the next thing. And the first thing you want to identify is, in the era we had right now, there's a big shift. There was a time that all we had to do was go to school, get certificates, and probably they tell us we'll be able to get a job with the certificates. That was an era, not nowadays. Right now, it is an era that is very heavy on your competence. What can you do? Your competence is always ahead your credentials. And that's because right now, anybody and everybody looking to hire you, they want to be certain of what you can do. If you heard when Kenneth was saying something, he said when he got the job, about a week or so into his job, somebody left a role and he was looking to get into it. And his manager said something. He said, Kenneth, I know you can do it. Competence. It's not like, Kenneth, do you have a certificate for this role? No. He said, Kenneth, I know you can do this job because of the competence he has. And these are the things that anybody looking to hire you, they are always looking out for. Always 100% they're looking out for. And that is why the way your program is structured, you'll be able to see that you are always working on different projects. When you're not working on projects, you are working on yourself to know how to speak confidently, just the same way Esther was able to devise a method to train herself to be able to speak competence. You are always building your competence. And you might not want to take my word for it, you might want to take Elon Musk's word for it, where he said recently, he just said, we are looking for software developers anywhere in the world. He's open to it. All they need is send in your work, things you've done. Send it in. I don't care where you went to school, whether you have went to school or you don't went to school, you didn't go to school, or your school has a big name. I don't care. All I want to see is your work, the thing you've done. Then I'll know if I'm going to hire you or not. This is coming from Elon Musk, somebody that is we all know. All right. So this will give you an understanding of exactly what we're talking about when we're saying we want to prioritize your competence over your certification. And to make you even understand what I'm talking about, there's a particular lady, her name is Hope. She has a background in project management. She has all the certifications she could need. She's in Canada. She has all the certifications she could need in project management. But what she does not have is a certificate. She does not have the experience. She has the certifications, but she does not have the experience. And when she was applying to jobs, she literally wasn't able to get any job. Literally unable to get any job. Then she came through 10Alytics. She went through the HR project management program, just like Esther, and she was able to land a sale. I think she started a program in September 2024. For somebody that's been on a job hunt for years, she started the program September 2024. And because of the way the program is structured, she was able to land herself a job by December of that same year. That's few months apart. That's about 3 months into the program, right? And she was able to secure a job with a company over there in Waterloo in Ontario, Canada. And the reason why she was able to do it was because she now has an experience to show the value that she's bringing into the organization. And it does not stop there. And the reason why she was able to do that is because she was able to 100% go through the training, get skilled, and position herself. And when we're talking about positioning, I'm sure for those of you that joined the session early when it started and you heard Esther speak, you heard what she was saying, the CV, the LinkedIn, and how she was able to navigate the job market, how she was able to plan herself, plan an application. And she literally didn't even get anything for about 1 month. But after that, she was starting to get influx of a lot of jobs. So the way your program is structured, the first thing you have under your packaging, your positioning yourself is revamp your CV. We have in-house professional that will revamp your CV for you and have you an industry standard ATS friendly CV where you get to learn how to use and how to tailor it to each job you're looking to apply to. Then you have your LinkedIn optimization, because when you have your CV is going to represent you in a digital form. And when anybody's looking out to reach out to you, they'll most of the time go to your LinkedIn. And you say your LinkedIn, your CV, you're a business analyst. And when you get to your LinkedIn is telling that you are a customer support. Your LinkedIn wants to be a proper representative of who you are. And at that same end, you also want to have your LinkedIn optimized in situations whereby you have a lot of hiring managers search for people that have skill on LinkedIn. LinkedIn cannot be underestimated in your looking for job, right? So you want to make sure your LinkedIn is totally optimized to make sure that hiring managers are able to see when they're searching using some specific keywords, which you will learn. You want to make sure that your profile is showing up to them, giving you the opportunity to have the hiring managers reach out to you 100%. And also remember, there's a limit to jobs that can apply to using just your CV, right? So you want to leverage your LinkedIn to be able to do that. Then you have navigating the job market, where we teach you where and how to navigate the job market. Then also, I don't know if I think I picked up everything that Kenneth and Esther was saying. There was a time that I mentioned that some jobs that we bring to them, which we do, We bring some jobs to you in your classroom, and these jobs are premium jobs that you don't normally have access to. And that's because where we're getting them from, they are all paid platforms. We pay to these platforms and we bring the jobs to you for you to apply to without paying anybody anything, right? If you don't, I don't know if you heard when Kenneth said there was a job that he wanted to apply to, but he was not certain if he could apply to the job, and he went to the class coordinator, which is Ubong, and Ubong was like, Kenneth, apply first. And he did, which he did, right? So this type of jobs, we bring them to you to give you a better opportunity to apply to these jobs. Then you have interview preparations. Before you get into any interview, you go ahead and say it over and over again. You have ability to book for a session where somebody will speak with you, look at the job you're looking to get into, look at your CV, and prepare you for that interview that you're looking to get into. And when you get a job, 100%, you have job reference opportunities. Then also, you also get what we call on-the-job support, whereby you're on the job, you need some guidance and help. We are able to get into a session with you and walk you through the particular challenge you might be having. Then you have a weekly mentorship, which is something I think Esther buttress on a lot, telling you how important and how valuable these sessions are. These are the sessions that will shape you and make you 100% perfect, 100% valuable. You'll be able to identify the value you have to give anybody looking to hire you. These are things you get to learn within the program for the same duration of 6 months, the same time you're learning your technical skills. Then you have your Upwork optimization, where you learn how to optimize your Upwork profile to be able to offer services to both individuals and organization at the same time, right? So these are some of the things you get to learn. Then we have to the last part, which is the apply. You want to apply like a machine, just like the strategic way Esther was able to develop. 25 applications in a week, 5 applications in a day, 2 in the morning, 3 in the evening. Trust me, if you're able to break it down like that, you will not get overwhelmed. And before you know it, months into the application, you'll be far ahead over people that don't even get to do this at all. So these are the things you get to learn how to do 100%, just like they've been able to tell you exactly how impactful the program has been. And when you're looking at an application, applying, any of these roles you're looking to get into, so as a business analyst, it's not like the only role you can apply to is a role that says business analyst. Kenneth also said it one time that he was busy applying to jobs and he was not getting response until he used analyst at the back of things he was looking for, and suddenly things starts coming up. So you learn the strategic way on how to apply to jobs that don't even sound like a business analyst role or a HR project manager role. You will learn how to find them, apply to them, and when you get called for an interview, you have the ability to have somebody jump into a session with you and prepare you for that interview. You have that ability 100%. Okay, so these are some of the jobs you can apply to. Now, if you're here, you might want to take a screenshot of this so that you just have this at the back of your mind and be like, okay, so if I'm going for I see some people are looking to get into the cybersecurity program. Oh, so I'm looking to get into cybersecurity. This one is rules I can apply to. Oh, I can apply to this, I can apply. So you can have a screenshot of this. And also remember, if you are yet to complete your fill the form, make sure you do that so that you're able to get access to this particular slide and be able to make reference to this 100%. Now, a lot of people have been able to go through the same process that we have. You could see Kenneth and Esther, but aside from them, we have thousands of participants that have been able to go through the same process. Judy has a HR background in Nigeria. She relocated to UK. She did care for some time. She went through the business analysis program and she was able to land herself a job initially in UK, then also able to get herself a job remotely with a company in US. All this was because she was able to learn business analysis, package her CV, and apply, and she was able to get a job. Same thing applicable to Ikmath. Ikmath was even a full-time stay-at-home mom. She has no technical background. She is a full-time stay-at-home mom. She went through the data analytics program. She learned data analytics, learned how to write a CV, joined a lot of masterclass, a lot of mentorship sessions, and she started applying, tailoring her CV to jobs she's applying to. and she was able to land herself a job as information analyst with NHS, and definitely that job came with sponsorship. Ramat has a customer support background. She went through the business analysis program. She learned business analysis, positioned herself, applied to jobs, and she was able to get a job as a business architect with NHS. If you look at the job description I shared earlier, let me go back to that slide. If you look under business analysis over here, you will see that you can't see anything like business architect here. That will give you an understanding that it's not just about the job title. It has more to do about what you are capable of doing. And these are some of the things you get to learn, get value from, to be able to identify the value you have to give after taking the program. That is what Ramat was able to take advantage of. We have Gad. Gad learned data engineering. He was able to position himself, apply to jobs, and I was able to get a job as a data warehouse and ETL developer, as a data engineer with a role with NHS, and that role came 6 months after completing his program with 10Alytics, and definitely a data engineering role, a very high-paying role, and he also came with sponsorship. So we have a lot that have gone through the program and have been able to get a job. Now, the main question now is, how do you get started? Just like Esther, she was able to start, just like Kenny was able to start. How do you get started? Our next cohort starts 6th of September, right? That is next week, Saturday. So you might want to try as much as possible to join this next cohort starting. And to join this cohort, the cost or the price of the program to join any of them is currently $1,000. Okay. Now there's $1,000 for you to join any of these programs you're looking to get into. But for you that are able to be away to the end of the session, I'm going to give you an opportunity to get into a discount. So currently, if you're looking at joining the program or you join any of our programs earlier than now, you will know that the price is actually $750. Or currently, that discount is over. The discount we have now is currently $800, and that is going to be taking advantage of the 20% discount that we have available only to the first 20 people to register. So if you're looking to take the program, instead of you paying $1,000, you have the ability to pay $800 and get into the program. Now it even gets better. You see the $800, you are not mandated to pay the whole money at once. We make it very comfortable for you to get into the program, just like Esther. She was able to get herself a job 3-4 months into the program. That means she was able to start earning even while she's still making payment for the program, because with this particular payment structure, you have ability to spread your payment up to 5 times. Meaning you see the $800, you have ability to break it down and pay $150 every month for 5 months. Now, if me and you, if you are setting the target of beating Esther's record, we're looking to get a job 3 months into the program, that means in 3 months, while we're paying our monthly $160, we'll be able to learn, we'll be able to know exactly which career path we're looking to get into. We join multiple mentorship sessions. We'll start applying to jobs by 2 months into our program, and by 3 months, we want to get ourselves a job. So by the 4th month, while I'm still learning to be professional either in data analysis, business analysis, or project management, cybersecurity, or any of them, I've been able to get myself a job that is paying me way more than $1,000 every month, but I'm still learning. So I'm like, you're teaching me something. While I'm able to get a job with that thing, I've been able to get myself a job, and I'm still paying you $150 every month. That is the value that this particular payment structure will be able to give to you. But I have another news. Now you see this particular discount. I'm going to show you how to secure a spot now. Now, if you click on the link that my colleagues are dropping in the chat, it's going to open up our website where you'll be able to make your payment. Now, if you click on that particular link, you'll be able to take advantage of the discounts, which I'm going to show you how to take advantage of this discount. So I'm going to be showing you, since this is in US dollars, I'll rather show you in pounds. So you'll be able to see how much it's going to cost you in pounds, since my slide is showing you in US dollars. Okay. So let me share my screen. So if you click on that link that my colleague are dropping in the chat box, that is the 10Alytics.io instructor-led courses, it should bring you to this particular screen you can see on your screen. Once you see that, you want to scroll down to any of the program you're looking to register for, any of them. So let's say we are looking to go into the business analysis program. So you want to click on buy now, all right? So just click on buy now. Once you click on buy now, if you open up the program to you, you have ability to go through it, read through it, and click on, you can go through the course descriptions, the details of everything is in detail of things you get to learn. You can go through all this. Then at the bottom, you also get to see your programs you can apply to. Then you have ability to click on enroll now. So once you click on the enroll now, it will take you to select which of the cohort you're looking to start. Are you looking to start by September, or are you looking to start by October? So whichever one you're looking to start, you want to click on it, then you select the price. So for you looking to start by September, you want to click on the payment plan that works best for you. Now, trust me, this is the full price. This is the 1,000 US dollars equivalent. But let's say you're looking to take advantage of that 160 US dollars, right? You want to spread your payments up until 5 times. And trust me, for the class starting next week, Saturday, all you have to do is select a payment plan that works for you and make your initial payment. So once you make your initial payment, you'll be allocated a program, you'll be able to join a class, and when the class starts by 6th of September, even though you've paid just one payment out of 5, you will get 100% access to all the things you need to get access to. So in this case, let's select the 5 installmental payments. Then you want to click on apply discount. So once you click on the apply discount, you'll be able to see the discount is being allocated, the discount to apply, and just here you see your 20% discount has been applied. So if you look at it, you will see that you have ability to, that discount that has been applied, instead of you paying £164, you get to pay £131.20. You get to pay that every month for 5 months. Okay, so whichever one you want to make sure that this one now, so all you need to do is pay 131 and you'll be able to join the class starting by September, get every resources you need, and start your journey. That target of beating Esther's target, being able to get a job while in the training, you want to also be that person. And all you have to do is start with £131, which is equivalent to 160 US dollars. If you are joining from Nigeria, anywhere in the world, this particular payment is geo-tagged, meaning you have ability to pay in Naira in whatever currency that you're looking to join from. So what you want to do is you want to click on pay now, and this will direct you to be able to pay directly using your card. All right. So these are the ways to be able to secure a spot, join the next program, and take advantage of this discount before it ends. Okay. And if you look at the discount is for a very limited time. So if I go back on the main page, I will see the amount of I'll be able to see the discount time left. So let me see, let me go there. I'll be able to see the amount of minutes left. So if you click on that link, you will see just above the website, you'll be able to see this particular 20% discount. The offer ends, you see 20% discount offer. It ends in 1 hour, 55 minutes. So if I was you, I'll be able to take that immediate action to register. And if what you want to do, just like Extra, if what you're looking to do is You don't know if this program or that program is the best option for you, but you want to get into the program. Before Esther transitioned to Agile Project Management, she already made payments to join data engineering. She took advantage of the discount, just like you're about to do, made payments, she was looking to join the data engineering program. Then she scheduled a one-on-one session with professional, which is now myself. And we're able to look at everything she's been through, the things she's looking to get into, the things she has been coming from, her experience, the things she has, and the ones that will be looking better for her. And I was able to get her to go into the project management. So if that is also something you're looking to get into, secure your spot, make your payment. Then if you need to switch or you want to confirm if the program you selected is the best option for you, do that immediately and book a session with a professional. That way you'll have ability to see if, let's say you went for the data analytics program, but the data science is the best option for you, you'll have the ability to switch 100%. If you're looking to get into financial analysis, but the Agile project management is the best option for you, you've been able to secure your spot, the discount. Even if the discount is over, you still have the ability to switch your program without any sort of challenge, all right? So you want to take advantage of the discounts while it lasts. We have just 20% discount and it's going to be over in about 1 hour. So you want to take advantage of that. Click on the link my colleagues are jumping in the chat box so that you get access to the discount and try to make your payment as soon as possible, okay? Now, when you're looking at the program itself, make sure you click on the link and take advantage of the discount, like I said. Then also, for people looking to register as soon as possible, you will be getting access to the Amdari Vault, which is something that opens you up, more like expands your knowledge base because you get to work on reward projects. But this is not available for everybody. It's only available for people that have been able to secure their spots and take advantage of the discounts, I think in 24 hours or 48 hours. Okay, so these are the access that you get within by making sure you secure a spot. And yes, another thing is we are also part of what we call our Barter Catalyzer program, which is something where we help people of our color to be able to transition, get opportunities out there in Canada. Helping people transition into tech is what we are known for, is what we do. And that's what we do for years, right? For over 5 years now. Then remember, the discount is only available to the first 20 people. Wherever you're joining from, you have ability to make your payments in your currency 100%. And by the time you're done with your training, you get access to get what we call your certification. It's been accredited by American Council of Training and Development, ACTD. So you will get access to this also. Now, for each and every one of you looking to ask questions, you have questions that you're looking to ask, or you have an input you're looking to say, you have questions that probably maybe when we talked about, you might want to drop out in the chat box and I'll get to it. Also, if you want to ask question, you want to ask somebody to unmute you, I'll be able to unmute you and you get to speak, okay? So if you have questions, you might want to go ahead and drop it in the chat box. I'm going through the chat now to be able to read all the questions that you have, and I get to answer them before we close hand for the day, right? I'm confused between choosing. So Philip, just like I mentioned, if you're confused about choosing between data analysis or data science, secure your spots, take advantage of the discount, and make sure you book a session with a professional where we get to look at what you're capable of, which one is the best option for you, and you'll be going with them. That, okay? Right, so questions. Are there more questions or we are good for the night? If you have questions, you want to drop in the chat. So Omotayo, yes, you also have the ability to start in October, just the same way I showed you. Instead of you selecting September, you want to select October. You also be getting your discount to 100%, and securing your spot is going to be very comfortable for you. So you want to make sure you do that right now. Does it mean without the discount you can't join or have access? You can. So without the discount, you will have access to everything 100%. 100%, okay? I think this is coming from Philip. Without the discounts, so far you able to register for the program, you are getting the same access with everybody, and the access is a lifetime access. Okay. Okay. I think I just saw a question. You're welcome. You're welcome, Philip. I think I saw a question, but it disappeared. So we want to make sure you click on the link that my colleague dropped in the chat box. Make sure you do that and be able to get access to the programs. Right? Sami said started certification with Google. I don't really know what that means. I want to elaborate more on that question. Right. Do we have questions? Do you have any other person that have questions before we call it, before we end it for the night? Because I think we've been here for about. Okay. Philip said, I'm calm, I'm calculated now, very comfortable. Fantastic. So, Philip, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the clarity session. We'll speak with a professional and decide if the data science is the best option for you or the data analytics. Okay. Right. So, Aldaku eBay, I think I got your message and I will escalate this. They will look into it and get you sorted, okay? Get that sorted for you. Right. Do you have any further questions before we end it for the night? Right. So I think that's about it. God bless you too, Philip. Thank you to each and every one of you. Okay, Elizabeth Oyetaya wants to speak. Let me ask you to unmute your mic. All right. So Elizabeth, I just asked you to unmute your mic. You can unmute your mic and speak and ask your question.
Okay, good evening. Thank you for
evening.
the presentation.
You're welcome.
The question I have is, in the UK, there's a way we've been made to understand that you tailor your CV to your job description and the person specification. Now, when 10Alytics is saying they want to revamp our CV and all that, is it that it is that one CV we use in applying for jobs? I don't really understand. Or each time we want to apply for job, we'll beacon on 10Alytics and they help in revamping the CV towards the job description and the person specification. Please, I need understanding on this. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that question. So when you join the program, let's say you join with, what program are you looking to get into?
Actually, I want to get into project management.
Okay.
And
All right.
I've secured the 25% what's it called? Discount before, yeah.
All right. So you still have that opportunity. You want to make sure you do that with October cohorts. You still have the opportunity. Okay. Now, when you're looking to get into project
No,
management,
sorry. What I was trying to say is that I've already paid for
okay.
October. So yes, I've
Okay.
paid already.
Fantastic. Okay. So to answer your question, so you want to get into project management and you're looking to apply to project management jobs. Now, when you join the program, you will have your CV, you will submit your current CV. A professional will revamp that CV to now be an industry standard CV for an agile project manager. Okay, you will have that. Then you will have sessions that will teach you on how to take this CV. You learn how to tailor it to a job you're looking to apply to. Okay, so just like Esther, if you're looking to apply to 5 jobs in a day, you will take that one CV, then tailor it to each job you're applying to. So meaning you are applying to these 5 jobs with 5 different CVs. This is something you will learn. So it's not like every time you need to apply to job, you come back to us. No, we are going to teach you how to tailor your CV to each job you're applying to. But before we teach you how to do that, we'll revamp it for you to make it perfect, like industry perfect. But when you're applying to job, there's something we call applicant tracking system, ATS. And what that ATS does is it weeds out CV that does not match the job description. That's what it does. So to give you a better opportunity of having your CV get to the hiring manager, you have to learn how to tailor it to make sure it matches the job description and allow the ATA will allow your CV to go through, right? So you learn how to tailor your CV to each job you're applying to, and you learn how to do this by yourself. Okay? Is that clarified?
Okay. Thank you. Yes, I understand now.
You're welcome. Right. So I'll be seeing you in class by October, okay?
Yeah, October, I guess, please.
Right. Okay, so do you have any other person that might have a question before we call it night? Because I think tonight has been really informative. I don't know about you, but it's been very informative for me. Okay, so I don't think we have any further questions. Let me check the chat. Do we have any? Thank you, Elastic, for September. Okay, good. All right, so your cybersecurity program you start with Google. By the time you're done, it's going to give you a certificate. And if you listen when I was talking, you want to make sure that you strategically position yourself. You don't want to be in a competition with a certificate over people that have the technical skill. All right. So the answer, Sammy, is left for you. Do you want to be competing? Because if you took the certification with Google, okay, that's good. It's going to give you a certificate after your training. But somebody that went through 10Alytics, they are not in it for certificates. They are in it to be able to know, oh, so their company is having a distributed denial of service. They know exactly what to do. They have hands-on experience. They have industry experience. They have knowledge on how to use it to solve a problem. They know how to identify penetration attack using Wireshark. They know how to use Splunk to be able to identify when somebody within the organization is sending a heavy data packet that is containing virus. They know how to do this. These are the things that the program will give to you, not certification, right? What you're doing is going to give you certification. What we are training you is how to get skilled, despite the fact that you also be getting a certificate, but you are much more hands-on, having the experience, the knowledge, and giving the opportunity to land a job while in training. That's what the program is about. So it now boils down to you for you to look at yourself, look at the one that you want to be. Do you want to be somebody with certificates, or do you want to be somebody that have the skill as a cybersecurity analyst? All right. Next, so I think my question, I think I answered it technically, but I think what you're saying is, can you combine it? Yes, definitely you can combine it. 100% you can combine because they are two different things. You can combine it 100%. I think that's answering TK. I answered it technically for him to understand better. Okay, so I think thank you to each and every one of you for being here. I think it's been very, very informative. I think I'll ask everybody to unmute so we can say our goodbye. So it won't be like we are the only one speaking and anybody does not get to speak. Right. So thank you all for being here. It's been very informative. And I'll be looking forward to see each and every one of you in class either in September or in October. We're looking forward to get to. So I've asked everybody to unmute. You can speak, unmute your mic now and say your goodbyes. Thank you all for being here. I don't know if so. Where are my goodbyes? So bye-bye, everybody. You can say your goodbyes now.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you all for being here. Cheers. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.